Let's go for that. Let's go for that. What up? What up? Let's go for that. Just like Yuri said. Man, we got this card tomorrow. We got the weigh-ins going on any minute. Is it Shama time or not? Is it Shama time? What's going on? What's going on? Just watch some of those embedded shit. I don't know how serious Pierre is taking this fight. Ankalaev's been training hard. He's been training his ass off. Oh, look at that. UFC is late to the party. We got the weigh-ins here. Like, what's up? Chama, Chama, Chama. Who's rooting for Chama? What you guys know about Fallosas? Alright, multi-billion-dollar company. Let's get this show on the road. I hope Magomed versus Yuri. I hope the fight will be better than the first. Let me just say that. I think this rematch will definitely be better than the first fight. There won't be as much of a feeling out process. You know? So, but we got a lot of Chama fans. We still got more Pereira fans than Ankalaev fans. No doubt about that. I'm glad no one pulled out of this card. I'm glad no one off the main card pulled out. Thank God. Where are they at, though? I think everyone really wants... they all want Pereira. But we all think Magomed. Heart says Pereira. Brain says Magomed. I mean, if Pereira wins, what is he going to be, a 3-time world champion in the UFC? It's pretty badass. What up? What up? What's going on? Let's go for that. Where's Big Ank at? Yeah. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? So everyone made weight. No one missed weight, you know. No Kelvin Gastelum on the card. None of those big weight missers. So we good. Everyone was professional on the card. No one pulled out. No one missed weight. It's weigh-in time. You're damn right. UFC's late again, but we did the real weigh-ins. Everyone made weight. This is the ceremonial, so I want to get one last read on my final predictions. I want to see who looks more intense, more serious. We all know Pierre is going to have the face paint, the tribal, you know, the tribal feathers going on. Pierre is going to be all geeked out for the weigh-ins every time. But yeah, weigh-ins should start any minute. UFC, you know, they're late. They're only $1 billion company, but it's all good. Who do we want? Chama or Big Ank? Who do we want? And do we want Sandhagen or Merab? I'm rooting for Pereira, Merab. I don't know who I'm rooting for in the co-main event. But I'm rooting for Yuri and Pereira, that's for sure. I think Merab's going to win, though. I think he's got it in the bag. He's got it in the bagola, so... Chama, no one wants the gnome as champ. Some people do, shit. MMA Joey. But yeah. You know, some people do, but that's far and few between. He ain't a star, but he's training harder. What did Sean Strickland say? He lives in a fucking cave. No one bothers him for pictures. He's not famous. He just trains and then goes back into his cave. Eaty, sleepy, and trainy. That's all he doing. I know Pereira does not like Magomed. I wonder who he probably hates Magomed more than anybody. I don't even think he hated Izzy. He just wanted to be rivals with him. He knew he could be a star if he was rivals with Izzy. He knew he had his number. But yeah, it's the weigh-in time. So what is everyone's favorite fight on the card? I took the poll. And literally, the poll I took said everyone more interested in the main event, then the co-main event, and then third, the featured fight, Yuri. Oh no, now it's a tie between Yuri versus Roundtree and Merab versus Sandhagen. People think that fight's equally as good. It is. It is. I get it. The main event's a lot of people's favorite fight, maybe. Or they think it's the best fight with the most stake. But fight of the night, that's going to be Yuri versus Roundtree. Damn right. Fucking John Anik commercial. Gosh. Can you switch up the commercial? Alright. They should have some power slap for us to watch in the meantime while they're late. Yuri, yeah. Let's go for that. Damn, Yuri's training gets crazier each training camp. I think he put a chip clip on his nose. He was doing sprints. He duct taped his mouth, put a chip clip on his nostrils so he couldn't breathe, and started doing sprints up and down the road. I just saw that shit. That dude's fucking crazy. Right, right. It's weigh-in hour. Let's go. And shit, I hope Josh Emmett versus Zalal, Yusuf Zalal. I hope that's a good one. I could so see Yusuf Zalal running away like a bit. I think Joe Pyfer, that fight's going to be better. Pyfer and Magomedov, a boost Magomedov, that'll be better. But we got the middleweight Francis Ngannou on the prelims. Shit. Banger card. Let's go. Does anyone think Sandhagen has a chance? I know he's got a better chance than O'Malley. Who doesn't, right? Chama, let's go. It's crazy. Khalil Roundtree said, this fight doesn't feel as big as his last fight. Like, what? You're on a pay-per-view in Vegas. I know his last fight, he was a main event, but still. I wonder if Merab got even better. That'll be fucking scary if Merab got even better. Like, when's this guy gonna stop getting better? If he smokes Sandhagen like he did O'Malley, oh man. Man. Merab really wants a knockout. I think he's sick of people saying he just knees him in the thigh. And his fighting style isn't as entertaining as his personality. Merab, he needs to hurt someone with his hands. Here we go. Let's go. Joe Rogan's back. Joe Rogan here. Yeah, first fight of the night. We got Veronica Hardy versus Walker. Thank God this is the first fight. Wow. Whatever. Do. I'll take it. I'll take it. Who's gonna win? Veronica Hardy? What's her name? Rogan? Oh, Brogan Walker. What the fuck? Brogan Walker. Where's Dan Hardy at? Isn't that Dan Hardy's wife? I think that's Dan Hardy's wife. Oh, he's banned from UFC events, huh? That must be weird. She's fighting and he got fired from the UFC. Remember that? They fired Dan Hardy from the UFC? First fight of the night. Okay. I hope that's a scrap. I hope that's a real cat fight. Austin Vanderford. Alright, so we got fighters here that are only famous for their spouse. We got Paige Van Zandt's husband here. He won his last fight in fucking February. Okay, okay. I think he's got this one. Austin Vanderford. Oh my gosh, look at this guy in his stupid hat. Ramiz Bamahai. Look at his stupid hat. That's embarrassing. What is on his head? Look at that lampshade on his head. That's worse than a lampshade. Smack that thing off his head. This instant. Oh, Chris Gutierrez, worst fight on the card. I would cut him. Chris Gutierrez. He fucking sucks. He's boring. He's a boring bastard. Chris Gutierrez. He sucks. I would rather watch a woman's fight than him. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's a bantamweight. Yep. He used to be featherweight. Damn, he's fucking boring, this guy. He's boring. Get him off the card. He's the perfect piss break fight. Chris Gutierrez. He ain't a fighter. He's a decisioner. A runner. All he does is kick. Oh, shit. I like the other women's fight better than this one. Definitely. Yana Santos. Santos? That sounds Brazilian. She ain't Brazilian? Okay. Alright. Who's going to have the most aura in their face-off? Yuri? Pereira? Magomed Merab? Corey? I think Yuri's going to have the most aura. Gosh, this Macy Kiasan. Oh, I can't stand... Ugh. Get Macy Kiasan off the screen. Please. It's not Halloween yet. Get Macy Kiasan off the screen. Let's wait till Halloween for that, okay? Vertenikov, yeah. I don't know about this one. I know it's the prelims, but shit. We couldn't get like a Bobby Green or something on here, or a... I don't know. Who would be some good prelim fighters that could have been on this card? We need some good prelimers. Punayale Soriano. Is he from Hawaii? I think he's Hawaiian. He looks Hawaiian. Alright, alright. Let's go for that. Let's go for that. Hopefully Shama, hopefully Pierre doesn't get sent back to the tire shop. I'll tell you. That won't be fun. Edmund Shabazian. No one even knows him like that. I saw him on the embedded. I'm like, who the hell is he? He ain't gonna pull any numbers on embedded. Andre Muniz, alright. Whoa, we got some sorry ass prelims. No Chama for this fight. No Chama. Alright, we got a lot of middleweight fights on this card, right? We got quite a few. No hype on this fight right here. I swear the UFC has a lot of NPC fighters for this prelim. Oh, there we go. We got Patchy Mix. Patchy Mix is fighting a literal nobody. If he can't win this, that's embarrassing. He's fighting someone from Poland, though. Wow. Patchy Mix, bro. A lot of NPCs on these prelims. Like, damn. Whole lot of fights on these prelims that don't mean jack. But the main card makes up for it. I'd rather have a better main card. Okay, okay. Patchy Mix's UFC debut. That was the funniest shit. Who the F is that guy? A lot of people think Patchy Mix is just ass. Like, he's horrible at fighting. Some people think that. He looked terrible his UFC debut. You can't deny that. Oh, Juice saying you. Okay, I know Juice saying you. He's actually undefeated, right? So. Okay, he's worthy. Missed weight. No crowd cheers for Mix. He threw his hat and no one cared. Yeah, Patchy Mix. People were just jumping on the bandwagon. Because he was new and from Bellator. And the Bellator people hyped him up. People just want Bellator fighters to win. They're not that good, though. Alright, peace out, John Anik. Missing weight, huh? Wow, we're already at the last prelim. Alright. The Francis Ngannou. The new Francis. There he is. Who the hell is Tristan Vines? Who is this NPC? We just found a lot of randoms from the Walmart parking lot and just threw them on the prelims of this card. These are just random people from the Walmart parking lot. Except this guy, oh my god, Atiba Gordier. I think he's the biggest favorite in UFC history on this card. That's insane. Damn, this guy is getting slaughtered tomorrow. Whoever this newbie is, this rookie, he's getting slaughtered. Alright, we're finally on the main card. Thank you. Thank you. Short notice against Atiba. That's bad. Fighting him's bad enough, especially short notice. Fuck. Joe Pyfer. I think Abus Magomedov should be fighting Atiba Gaudier. But we got Joe Pyfer. I got Joe Pyfer in this one. I don't care about Abus Magomedov. I'll go with, what's his name? Salty Joe Pyfer. Let's go with that. His last fight. Damn, that was a stinker against Michel Pereira. Abus did nothing. He threw a few more kicks, and that's why he won. Pyfer versus Abus. I like this matchup, though. I like this matchup. I got Pyfer. I think Pyfer's going to clock him. I think Pyfer might knock his teeth out. Emmett versus Salal. Oh, man. Oh, man. I think more people like Emmett, but let's just say no one asked for this fight. Yeah, Josh Emmett's getting more of a pop, but no one asked for this fight. Like, damn. Josh Emmett's on the main card in 2025? After losing his last fight? Oh, TJ Dillashaw's with him. Joe Rogan's chatting with TJ Dillashaw. Gyno City. Gyno City. I got Yusuf Zalal in this one. I think Yusuf Zalal is literally gonna run circles around him. Literally. Here we go. This is what all the suffering through the prelims is worth. Right here. Starting right here. Yuri versus Khalil. I think this fight's getting overlooked. This is a banger. This fight's gonna be chaos. Yuri's gonna run in him like a psycho. There's Yuri. Let's go. No antenna for this fight, but he don't always need it. Yuri. Yeah. Oh, he doesn't even weigh in. Oh, he is. He's just shaking Dana's hand. I thought he wasn't even gonna go on the scale. Yeah, here's real aura. This is going to be the most amount of aura on stage right here. Yuri, yeah, the samurai. What the fuck is Yuri doing? What is he doing? This is just the ceremonial weigh-ins. You don't got to take off all your clothes. You guys already did the official weigh-in. Like, what? You guys already did the official weigh-in. Banger fight. It's getting overlooked. What the hell was Yuri doing? Yeah. Aura. Yuri just took off all his clothes and weighed in his boxers. You didn't have to do that. You already did that in the morning. Whatever. Here we go. Co-main event. Merab versus Sandhagen. This is a good style fight. I dig it. Merab said he's going to strike with Sandhagen 90% of the fight. And Sandhagen said... Sandhagen said, don't lie, you shot 60 takedowns against Jan. Whatever, whatever. And I'm going to shoot takedowns on you. Let's go, let's go. Let's go. Sandhagen just said my wrestling's 1,000 times better than O'Malley's. I like the shots at O'Malley. I agree with him though. Corey and Merab are going to be talking about Georgian balls. I think Sandhagen's confident. I don't think he's going to get tired like everyone else. He's got good grappling. He's got a shot. Shit. He's going to gas out. But Merab can't bank on him to gas out. We can't do that. I like how Corey's confident, though. Corey's confident. This could be one of Merab's toughest fights. I think so. Yeah, Corey, he got armbar, he got triangle, he got leg locks, leg entanglements. Let's go. The Sandman's up. Wow, he was screaming. Here Corey goes. Wow, Merab's getting the pop. He's getting a bigger pop in Vegas than Corey. Championship weight. Here it is. Do you hear what Merab said? Bring your balls. Merab's, oh my God, Merab's running around like Tasmanian devil. He doesn't know what to do with all his energy. All right, Corey said keep that same energy. Say Merab's the GOAT and say he's unbeatable. Keep that same energy Sunday when I beat this guy. Here's the champ, Merab. Let's see if Marab's got some funny quotes to say. Yeah, he wants to knock him out. Marab really wants a KO. Marab does need a KO. Enough with these fucking John Anik ads. For I spinning back elbow the screen. John Anik. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, I think that leaves us with the main event. Chama versus Ankalaev. Let's see if Pereira still has his aura. Damn, he could become a 3-weight world champ or a 3-time world champ. Damn. I just think Magomed's been grinding more. I think he's been grinding. Ankalaev, he lives in his cave. He comes out of his cave, trains, and crawls back in his cave. Pereira's doing interviews with influencers. There's a difference. But I know for sure the rematch will be even more entertaining than the first fight. There's no way it can't. Less of a feeling out process. They're going to get straight to it. Pereira needs to spend less time in the haunted houses. Yeah, on embedded. I mean, yeah, there's definitely a lot of time in the day to rest up and take a break. But I haven't seen Pereira training as hard as Big Ank. Unless he's been keeping it private, but I've seen him a lot in public doing interviews and influencer interviews, so we'll see. But yeah, I think Pereira is more distracted, to say the least. He's a little more distracted because he's a star. He's famous. Does he have the shaved buzz head? Does he have the shaved head, or is he waiting until tomorrow? There should be a betting line on that. Did he get the buzz cut yet? But there's been a lot of yapping here, a lot of talking. A lot of talking. I don't mind Ankalaev as much as I mind his manager, Ali. He makes his fighters hateable, Ali. A lot of people think this is Alex Pereira's biggest excuse. He didn't do anything to me on my worst day. You know? But why was that your worst? Why would it be your worst day when you're fighting him? You know? Why would that be your worst day? If you weren't training, that ain't his fault. Oh, here we go. Introducing the challenger. There he is. Who's being Alex Pereira for Halloween? If he wins, maybe he'll get people being Alex Pereira for Halloween. Just like that. That's a costume I could see people rocking. And there's Magomed. Would you be a UFC fighter for Halloween? Yeah, I was already Karate Kid. And I took a pic with a lookalike McGregor. Here we go. Ooh, Magomed looks pissed. Whoa. Oh, they're both pissed. They're both pissed. The trash talking in this fight's been so funny. With that language barrier, double language barrier. What are you saying, Pierre? What you saying? Whoa. Whoa. He said, I just got one thing to say. Magomed's going to pay for everything he's been saying and everything people have been saying using his name. That's a strong message to Magomed. Let's see what Magomed got to say. Get this fucking John Anik interview out of my face. This is during the Magomed interview. There's a fucking John Anik commercial. UFC, do better. Get this fucking John Anik commercial. I missed it. Alright, here we go. He said the words are over. All these people in the crowd tomorrow are gonna cry. Yeah, that's definitely not Ankalaev using his phone. That's Ali. Damn. Ban Ali Abdalla's sleeves from UFC. How about that? Let's go for that. Boot Ali Abdalla's sleeves out of the UFC. Hornhead, I call him. Well, I'm pumped. I think Yuri versus Khalil's the most exciting fight. I think Merab versus Sandhagen is the most interesting style matchup. And I think the main event has the most drama going on. There's the most amount of buzz. Because, like, all the talk. There's the biggest beef in the main event. Most interesting Clash of Styles co-main event. And the most exciting fight. Big fireworks for the featured fight. Shit. That makes up for the whack-ass prelims. On paper, the prelims are whack. Except like one or two. So that makes up for that. It makes up for the Zalal Emmett fight. So we're good. We got Joe Pyfer or Boost Magomedov. Not mad at it. And there's another John Anik commercial. What the hell? I don't even mind John Anik, but they're going to make me not be able to stand him. Chama, who gets it done? Chama? Or Big Ank? Who's going to be crying tomorrow? Which fans? The MMA Joey fan base? The Big Ank lovers? Who's going to be crying? I think it'll hurt more if Magomed loses. It'll hurt him more because that's all they got. If Pereira loses, he's got so much other stuff to fall back on. He's going to be a big name no matter what. He's still going to have more movie roles. He's going to have it all. You know, Pereira was the biggest star last year. Isn't that crazy? Just a year ago, he's the biggest star. So yeah, if Pereira loses, he's already, you know, thinking about retiring. So he'll be good. He'll be fine. He's made more money than Magomed. Magomed has to win. This is all he's got. He ain't got shit else to do besides crawl in his cave, come back out and train. Chama, yeah, Chama. Chama. Make sure you subscribe if you're rooting for Chama. And make sure you subscribe if you're rooting for the gnome. The garden looking gnome. Big Ankh. And make sure you tune in. You tune in tomorrow. We're breaking it all down. I'll probably start streaming around the prelims. Probably late prelims I'll be streaming. Or maybe the first prelim. Fuck it. I'm starting the first prelim. It'll all be worth it for the big three, the last three. I might take a break for the Macy Kyasan fight though. But who should be the biggest underdog out of the last three fights? Who is? Let me see the odds here. I don't know if I trust the UFC site. Let's see. Let's see the betting odds here on the last three. Sandhagen, yeah, he's going to be a huge underdog. Anyone who's fighting Merab, they're going to be a huge underdog. Alright, I'm on ESPN. Looks like Magomed's the big favorite at minus 260. Okay. There's some money to be made on Pereira. Merab versus Sandhagen. Oh, yeah, Merab is a bigger favorite than Magomed. Merab's a minus 450 favorite. Wow. Sandhagen's a huge underdog. Plus 325 for Sandhagen. So you put 100 on Sandhagen, you can get 325. Profit. Damn. And then Yuri's the slight favorite. Yuri's a favorite. Slight favorite over Khalil. He's minus 195. Okay. I agree with these odds. I agree with them. I mean, maybe Corey shouldn't be that big of an underdog. But I agree with these odds. Hey, either way, there's some good underdogs to bet on. I mean, these are all good fighters here, underdog or not. Roundtree can definitely land a nice counter strike. He has more power. He can get a KO. Corey Sandhagen, he could throw a flying knee up the middle. He could maybe catch Merab in something. He's way better at submissions than Sean O'Malley. And Alex Pereira, he can always get an early knockout. You never know. Maybe he lost a step, but power's usually the last thing to go, even though his timing wasn't there in the last fight. What the fuck? Yusuf Zalal is a huge favorite. Minus 550 favorite. Yusuf Zalal is a fucking bigger favorite on this card than Merab. Because he's fighting Josh Emmett, who barely has any weapons. He got a right hand. And what? A high crotch takedown? A Boost versus Pfeiffer. A Boost Magomedov versus Joe Pfeiffer. Joe Pfeiffer is a slight favorite. I agree with that. It's still going to be a close fight. Whoa, the middleweight Francis Ngannou. He's a minus 4,000 favorite. That's at a catch weight, huh? What's the catch weight? What weight's it at? What the fuck? This Tristan Vines weighs 170? This is the most unfair fight I've ever seen. Patchy Mix, huge favorite. Wow. I wonder what underdog's going to be the one to do it. There's always one. There's always one. Who's more likely to win? Roundtree, Sandhagen, or Pereira? That's tough. Who's more likely? Who's the more likely underdog to get the upset? Roundtree, Sandhagen, or Pereira? I'd probably say Roundtree. I'd say Roundtree would be the most likely underdog. Just because Yuri is so crazy and throws himself into the fire. Magomed's more calculated. Merab, a little more calculated. If you're watching the chat, make sure to like and subscribe because we're streaming the whole fight card tomorrow. I made up my mind. We're not just starting at the final prelim. It's a late card. Wait, is this at 6 p.m. Eastern time? Early prelims are 6 p.m. Eastern time. Damn. I'm not going to lie, though. The prelims are going to be rough. There's a lot of rough prelims. It'll be worth it for the main card, but damn, there's some rough prelims. I mean, the early prelims is going to be really rough. And it's going to pick up on the normal prelims. At least this card builds up. Somewhat. Somewhat builds up. I'll give it that. What is the name? I think we're missing someone on the prelims here. We're missing someone. They should have added like one more minor fight. One more prelim fight. UFC rankings. Let's go. Because every time I look away from the prelims, I forget who's on the prelims. So, who could they have put on the prelims? Spruce it up. No one in featherweight. Who could they have put on those damn prelims? Any weight, really. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Where's everyone at? Where are all these fighters at? Where's Usman at? Where's Usman? Maybe they could have put a heavyweight prelim fight on. What the fuck's Tai Tuivasa doing? Is he retired yet? Did he get cut yet? Podcasting. Yeah, a lot of fighters are too busy podcasting instead of fighting. Ain't that something? Yeah, the prelims just needed one more, but it's all good. It's all good. I can't think of anyone in the rankings that deserve to be on the prelims. But they could have used one more. But yeah, I'm going to have to check with some good betting options tomorrow. I bet a lot of people's parlays are Magomed, Merab. A lot of favorites. I think Khalil might be the best bet, though, for the underdog. I'm telling you. We needed, wow, this card could have been card of the year. What? Imagine if we had Sean Brady versus Kamaru Usman on this card. Sean Brady versus Kamaru Usman. Two guys that have not fought in forever. That are good enough to be on a pay-per-view. You could have put them there instead of Emmett versus Law. I think that's going to be the next welterweight fight. We're going to have Usman versus Sean Brady. Unless Usman backs down and he's not about it. Because it should have been Usman versus Muhammad. Right? Bilal should have been fighting Usman, not Ian Gary. Everyone's going to pick Ian Gary to beat Bilal Muhammad. And that other one-sided fight they announced, you know? A lot of one-sided fights they're announcing. Shit. Shavkat's injured. Shavkat, he's going to be out for another year with a knee injury, apparently. Like, what? So he's eliminated from the equation. It would have been nice to see Buckley on this card. Where's Buckley at? Where's Buckley? Buckley could have been fighting Buckley versus Morales. Michael Morales versus Buckley. That'd be cool. But I think they're going to try to do Sean Brady versus Michael Morales. Like, we need some American champs here. Come on. Even though it makes more sense to do Usman versus Brady, I think Usman's going to decline it. And they're going to do Michael Morales versus Sean Brady. That'll be a pretty even fight, 50-50. And then tomorrow, whoever wins, Yuri or Roundtree, I still think Ulberg's going to get the title shot. Because he hasn't had his title shot yet. I'm just looking at the names here. Yeah, Kevin Holland, they're saving him for the Vancouver card. Fazeev is out. A lot of the lightweight division's booked up, so shit. Actually, Moicano, what's he doing? I wouldn't have minded Moicano on this card. Michel, what up, what up? I wouldn't have minded Moicano on this card. He hasn't fought since like June, early June or something. Right? He didn't take too much damage against Dariush. He'd have been perfect for this card. But who the hell would he have fought? He would have to fight lower to be on this card. Crazy, crazy. Who should Moicano fight next? Yuri by... What? Wait, I think I know what that means. Hold on. I saw that on the Cards Against Humanity card. Yeah, he's a fucking... Oh, yeah. That's some Japanese shit. A Japanese suicide? Yeah, he's gonna throw himself in the fire. And it might be a double KO. I think it's gonna be a double knockout. Draw. It might be the first double knockout in UFC history. Khalil Roundtree and Yuri Prohaska knock each other out at the same damn time. Yuri blitzes in with his samurai style, throws a spinning elbow while Yuri or Khalil lands that overhand bomb. Double knockout. You heard it here. But that's going to be the best fight in the card, right? Like, it's going to be fight of the night. Don't tell me Pierre Magomed's going to be fight of the night. It'll be fun. But don't tell me it's going to be back and forth. Someone's getting wobbled every second. Nah. Nah, he bullies that platform-wearing cultist. For sure. I hope. Where did everyone find out he's in a cult? Just from Sean Strickland? Or is there more? Is it his tattoos or... I think was his father in the music industry? Roundtree's dad was in the music industry or some shit? Why is everyone certain he's in that cult? I believe it, but... I think Sean Strickland was the first to say that shit, right? Magomed Pereira, That'll be back and forth. I think Sandhagen Merab might even be more hectic than the main event. I think there'll be a lot going on in Merab versus Sandhagen, for sure. But yeah, Yuri, I hope Yuri blitzes in. Lands those elbows. He's just got to be careful from the clinch. Yuri's going to win on the outside. Unless his leg's getting chewed up by kicks. But other than that, he's going to be winning from a distance. He's just got to watch out when they break from the clinch. He's in the church of self-improvement. Oh, Khalil? He's all about self-improvement. Wasn't he just on GQ magazine? Talking about, I don't even know. What's his brand now? Showing your softer side? Is he one of those fighters? I hate being masculine. Yeah, I know. He's one of those fighters, yeah. Yeah, look, Yuri's the fan favorite. Khalil's good, though, you know. If I'm not being biased, Khalil's good. But, yeah. Yuri's the fan favorite. Look it up if you got time. Yeah. I think I seen some, yeah. Plus his tattoos. But, yeah, this is going to be a samurai... Whew, this is going to be a samurai ass whooping, hopefully. He's going to be doing some anime shit in there, Yuri. Like I said, he's been training without even breathing oxygen. This guy duct taped his mouth and he put a chip clip on his nose. I think he scuba dives under sheets of ice. I need footage. I need footage of Tony Ferguson training with Yuri Prohaska. I gotta see it. Have I seen Yuri's fights in Risen? I only seen some highlights. I haven't seen any of his full fights from Risen. Are they badass? When he was first starting out? That was before his beard. Was that before he had a beard? And he was in like the boxing ring? He was fighting in a boxing ring? Yeah, I seen some of them, but not all of them. I gotta catch up. He's always had that explosive style. Flying knees here. He just explodes. He just blitzes in, you know? They're all on YouTube. The Bruno Capeluzzo one is crazy. I'll look it up. I'll definitely look it up. He probably got rocked, got back up, dropped him. It was probably a comeback from behind fight, yeah. Yuri Prohaska. He's got the most aura on this card, right? Or Pereira. Does Pereira still have more? But that bantamweight fight, shit. Exactly, yeah. Oh yeah, Yuri. But even though Yuri's a badass, I feel like people are more excited for the title fights than the Yuri fight. Just because there's more on the line, I guess. People think the division will be better if Sandhagen wins. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Is the bantamweight division in good hands with Merab? Or do we need Sandhagen to win? We already seen Sandhagen versus Jan. The Merab fight is mad to me. I mean, hopefully it's their best version of themselves. Like, hopefully this is the Sandhagen that fought Song Yadong. This is the Sandhagen that fought Edgar. And hopefully this is the Merab that we've seen against the finisher Merab. He just choked out O'Malley. Started pointing at Umar. Merab's last two fights have been better than the rest of his previous fights. I gotta admit that. Merab is a decision fighter, but he's interesting to me. We will get submission threat Merab, I hope. Yeah, I agree. Merab's the most interesting decision fighter. I agree. And Merab can try for chokes, but I think Corey all around has better submissions. Like, Sandhagen's more likely to get an armbar, more likely to get a toe hold. But Merab is equally as likely to get a choke. But I think Merab's just limited to chokes. Merab ain't ever going to play guard and get an armbar or a triangle. Corey's more likely to get a triangle. I can't watch 5 rounds of scrambles with no damage. I can watch 5 rounds of scrambles because I like that, but I can't watch the Hamzat Dreykus for 5 rounds. That's crossing the line. Because scrambles, you have an excuse for not throwing ground and pound. Oh, the guy keeps scrambling and moving. I need to control him first. So, but if you're holding someone down like Hamzat, there's no excuse. Rain down some real blows. I like grappling. Like, there's some good grappling fights, but Hamzat Dreykus was unbearable. Yeah. Definitely. I mean, Anthony Pettis versus Nate Diaz, that was pretty good. That had a lot of scrambles. You know? Neither of them are wrestlers, though. Oh, so longest hug in UFC history. Yes. But don't you think the Oliveira Gamrot fight's going to be exciting, though? I think that's going to be exciting. Charles versus Gamrot's coming up. That's next weekend. I think there'll be some wicked scrambles in that fight. I think that's going to be a good one. But yeah, Hamzat Dreykus was the longest hug in UFC history. Definitely one of them. Aldo versus Batista's up there. Merab versus Aldo's up there. That's the UFC's fault, too, for booking a lot of these matchups. That putting Aldo against, huggers. Yeah, Aldo versus Batista was one of the longest hugs in UFC history, too. But Batista redeemed himself. But you can't just blame a boring fight only on grappling, because the most boring fight in UFC history was a striking match between... It's a tie. It was either Ngannou versus Lewis, Derek Lewis versus Francis Ngannou, or Yoel Romero versus Izzy Adesanya. Those are tied for the most boring fights in UFC history. Gamrot can throw people too. Gamrot can throw too. People forget, man. Yeah, what do you mean he can? Do you mean he could throw people? Like hip toss them, or like he can throw? Like he's got hands. I think you mean he's got hands. He can box. Well, he's good enough to defend himself. But I watched his Dan Hooker fight, and he was getting outboxed bad by Hooker. But he can just throw like a little check hook in there to say, I'm still in it. You can't just walk me down. But Dan Hooker was definitely outlanding him. Definitely. But he would land a counter check hook as Dan Hooker was blitzing in here and there. But maybe his striking's getting better. I just remember he gets dropped a lot. He's got a good chin. But he got dropped by Hooker and Dariush. And Dariush swung from the bleachers with that shit. Dariush fucking threw his punch from here. What'd they call it? The Falco punch? The Falcon punch? That shit was crazy. That was when Dariush was like... Damn, that's... Did you like the... You said you don't like scrambles. What about the Dariush versus Gamrot fight? That was a good fight, I think. Dariush versus Gamrot. People forget, man, that fight. But if you don't like that fight, you don't like it. It is what it is. But those are some good scrambles. Dariush. He's fighting BSD. But yeah, if Gamrot can box, he's for sure going to win. I'm picking Gamrot to win a 5-round decision. I think Charles still has better striking. Charles can elbow him, knee him. Gamrot does not have those weapons. He can't knee or elbow. You know? But, wow, he's got cardio, grit. He doesn't quit. His pace is crazy. His grappling's crazy. His submission defense is crazy. I just haven't seen any, like, crazy kicks or elbows or knees. Like, he doesn't have that Muay Thai skill. But he's a fucking beast. He's a beast. I think we need Gamrot to win to get some shit going in the lightweight division. That was a great fight. I mean, Corey Merab's wrestling specifically probably won't be that interesting to me. Well, if it's anything like O'Malley Merab, it won't be. But I think Corey Sandhagen's going to do those rolls. He's going to roll. If Merab takes his back and hugs him against the fence, Corey's going to roll and dive. You know? Sandhagen, he's going to try to do what Gilbert Burns did to Hamzat. I think Sandhagen should watch Hamzat versus Gilbert Burns. We could definitely get that type of fight. If Corey's really going for arm bars, if he gets taken down, he's constantly rolling to avoid back takes, and he's stuffing those takedowns, it's not guaranteed, but we could see like a Hamzat versus Gilbert Burns type fight here. Who knows? I think Merab's ready to be exciting. I think Merab keeps saying, I want to knock him out. I want to knock him out. I want to knock him out. So we'll see. We'll see. Corey said Merab ain't technical. He ain't unbeatable. And I'm going to stuff all his takedowns and I'm going to take Merab down. So should be good. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. Imagine a Sandhagen versus Sean O'Malley fight. Now that would be pretty crazy. That was the fight we wanted. I think there'd be more hype going into this fight if they made Corey fight O'Malley to get this title shot. All Corey did was beat up a fat Davison Figueiredo. I think that was his one. He's on a 1-fight win streak against Figgy, if I remember right. And Figgy looked out of shape. I think Figgy just did leg locks the whole fight. I'm like, what the hell was that? That would have been a great title eliminator. Yeah. Yeah, that was the fight. So, shit. That would be Sean O'Malley's only chance of having a comeback. Is if Corey Sandhagen wins the belt. Sean O'Malley beats Song Yadong and then gets a title shot. Corey lost a decision to Umar, so it would be fair. Yeah, it'd be fair. Oh my God, if Corey wins and Umar beats Batista, Umar's going to get the next title shot. Ain't that some? So all the contenders probably want Corey to win. If I'm Sean O'Malley, I want Corey Sandhagen to win. Because that's an interesting fight. If I'm Umar, I want Corey Sandhagen to win. Then I could say, oh, I already beat the champion. Give me the title. And give Golden Goose O'Malley another chance. Yeah. Yeah. Right. And wait, Piotr Yan, he beat Corey Sandhagen. It was a war, right? But didn't Jan win? I had Jan win in that fight. Who'd they give it to? Yeah, Jan, yeah. Piotr Jan's on a 2-fight win streak. He deserves to fight Sandhagen too. They need to make Umar fight, what's his name? Yeah, Piotr Jan versus Umar. I don't think any bantamweight wants smoke with Merab. No. Hell no. Until he faces Bryce Mitchell. Let's not forget, Bryce Mitchell dropped down to bantamweight and beat Nurmagomedov. Was it Saeed? Little do we know that Bryce Mitchell is Merab's worst nightmare. Who's Bryce going to fight next? He's at bantamweight. They're biased against Jan for real, yeah. They only give Umar privilege. Because he's managed by, Ali Abdelaziz, and he's a Nurmagomedov. He's Habib's cousin, or whatever, brother. Yeah, Piotr Jan does not get any Dana White privilege. Piotr Jan beat O'Malley. I think O'Malley got a robbery. He got away with a robbery. O'Malley won round 1, barely. Jan won round 2 and 3. I think Piotr Jan beat O'Malley. He beat Sandhagen. He beat Figgy. He beat Song Yadong. You know, they're biased against Jan. Mitchell Waffen. I don't know what that is. What is Mitchell Waffen? Yeah, bantamweight's interesting. It's interesting. I don't know if it would be better, though, if Corey Sandhagen wins this fight. I mean, then everyone deserves a title shot. If Corey Sandhagen wins, everyone deserves a title shot. That'd be fucking crazy. And then they would give it to Umar. So, Bryce said he'd go fishing with Mustache Man. Laugh my ass off. Yep. Yeah, he did. He did. Bryce also started changing in the changing room in Abu Dhabi and almost got jumped. Bryce is Bryce. He's in the bantamweights now. He beat a Nurmagomedov. He's a big deal again. That loss to Gene Silva, forget about it. I don't even remember it anymore. Bryce, all I know is he beat a Gracie and he beat a Nurmagomedov. And thank God Bryce is in the UFC, right? He's still in there, thank God. I want to see Bryce fight Ayman Zahabi. I don't know why. I think that would make sense. Or Toporia's brother. How about... Why don't we do that? Let's go for that. Let's go for that. Bryce Mitchell versus Alexandre Topuria. Who wants to see that? Bryce can have his Topuria rematch. He can get that one back. Zahabi robbed Aldo and forced him to retire. Yeah, but I blame the UFC more. UFC, this is how dumb the UFC matchmakers are. You got two legends, Dominic Cruz and Jose Aldo, in the bantamweight division. And we wanted them to fight when they were champs. Never happened. They're both on the brink of retirement. They both got like one fight left in them. Instead of booking them against each other, instead of making Cruz versus Aldo, they book Cruz against Rob Font on a fight night and book Aldo against Amin Zahabi on a Canadian card. How fucking stupid are the matchmakers? You don't do that to legends. You don't book Aldo against Amin Zahabi. You book him against Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz ended up retiring because he got injured in the Font camp. I wanted to see Aldo versus Cruz, not Zahabi. You could have done Aldo versus Cruz, Aldo versus Cejudo. That would make sense. But yeah, they squander every super fight opportunity. Damn right. Cruz and Aldo deserve to retire fighting each other. That would have been a fun ass fight. And I think they were both coming off like decent wins, so I can't stand him and his brother, Zahabi. Oh, Firas Zahabi is Amin Zahabi's brother. Yeah. Shit, I mean, I thought that was Ariel Helwani at first. Amin Zahabi. I saw him fighting Aldo. I'm like, what the fuck? Ariel Helwani has the balls to step in the octagon? Can't be seeing this right. That's crazy. Yeah. Okay. I wonder, what division does everyone think is more stacked? Lightweight or bantamweight? Because those are always my two favorite divisions. Lightweight and bantamweight. Which one's more stacked? I think bantamweight. Lightweight just isn't moving right now. They ain't moving. They won't squabble up. I don't get the matchmaking going on. Ariel would be screaming in a real fight. Oh my god, he's such a pansy. I mean, how many fighters are not allowed on his show? Sean Strickland is banned from the Ariel Helwani show. Colby Covington's banned from the Ariel Helwani show. Bryce Mitchell's banned from the Ariel Helwani show. He can't talk. Man, Ariel. I do wish he was allowed at press conferences, though. Other than that, he's a weasel, but he actually asks good questions at press conferences. That'd be like the only good use for him. He tries to get fighters to, I don't know. He tries to set traps to make fighters say things they're not supposed to say, but he's good at press conferences. He'd be better than the NPC reporters. But yeah, other than that, he's a pansy. And what are his two little... Who are those two guys that just nod their head to everything he says on his show now? I can't stand it. These two NPCs. They never have a take. They just sit on the fence. I don't know what it is. But yeah, he's a weasel for leaking information and causing problems. I like his questions, but yeah, he's a weasel for ruining the Brock Lesnar promo. If that's what you're talking about. Yeah, they were going to air it on the UFC they were going to air the UFC 200 promo on the UFC 199 pay-per-view. And before they had a chance to do that, Ariel leaked it on Twitter. Just let us watch the fucking promo and find out. We're going to find out in 2 hours anyway. Reporters should be fair and neutral. Yeah, and they shouldn't, but more importantly, not bought and paid for. Who you got in the main event winning? Hart says Pereira, but I'm going with Magomed Ankalaev. He's faster, better counter striking. He's got the takedown threat. And I think he's training a little bit harder. His only disadvantage is Pereira has more power. That's the only thing that's not on his side. Other than that, I think he has every advantage other than power. So yeah, Magomed. But I think someone might get finished in this one. I don't think it's going to be as timid. Good matchup. I got Ankh by KO. They both smashed the shit out of Jon Jones. Well, I got Ankalaev against Jon Jones in 2025. But Pereira, I think that's going to be the White House main event. Pereira versus Jon Jones. That's my prediction. That's my prediction. I think they're going to do Pereira versus Jon Jones for the White House fight. Is that a good prediction or no? It seems only right. I mean, what else? What other option do they got? You think Jon Jones is staying retired? No, Jon Jones never retired. That was a publicity stunt. He just meant, hey, I don't want to fight Aspinall. So I'll say whatever I got to say to have any excuse to not fight Aspinall. He even said in a later interview, I'm back. I'm not retired. I'm in the testing pool and I'm training 5 days a week. Hell no. Even a prime Jon Jones went 5 with that bum Dom Reyes. Hell no to... That's not going to be the White House card? Okay, well... I don't think Jon Jones is retired. And I think he would beat Pereira with takedowns if they ever fought. And I think he'll come back for a Pereira fight. It'd be Tom versus Ankalaev at heavyweight. Tom versus Ankalaev at heavyweight for the White House card. Okay. Let me think if I can see that. Let me think here. When would that be? July? Okay. Well, if that's the case, then Ulberg won't get his shot, right? If Ankalaev fights now, Ankalaev might have to sneak in an Ulberg fight and win that, and then he could fight Aspinall, you know? That's what I would say. So yeah, it's possible Tom versus Ankalaev at heavyweight. That'd be the only option for Tom. You're right. Aspinall needs better opponents for a real height fight. I know Jon Jones ruined everything. He ruined fucking everything. Absolutely. He ruined the party. The biggest fight of the year. And Jon Jones ducked it. Hello. What up? Are you pumped for UFC 320? Or are you pumped for the White House card? True, Big Ankh would KO Ulberg. Yeah, I'm a I don't know what it is, but I'm not an Ulberg fan yet. I'm not. I don't know what it is. I heard he has beef with Izzy though. That's interesting. I don't know if that's true. I thought they trained at the same gym. I think the only fighters I really care for in that gym is Volk. At City Kickboxing. I don't care for Ulberg. I don't know why. I find him still boring. Yes, agree. Jon Jones did ruin a super fight. He didn't just ruin a super fight. He ruined the best fight of the year. Damn right. He would have got floored. And he avoided the Ngannou fight. Floating chin Ulberg. Oh, you think his chin's going to get exposed? You think he keeps his chin too high? Like Paddy Pimblett or something? I'm a massive Ulberg fan. Really? When did you become a massive Ulberg fan? After the Dominic Reyes KO? Or the Alonzo Menafield KO? Big Onk is just different. Ulberg the man, though. Ulberg's the man, bro. Well, I say Yuri's the man. I mean, I'm biased with Yuri, but I think Yuri's the man. Ulberg would KO Yuri. He could. I'd be pissed. I'd be upset. He could, though. He's more defensively sound. He plays it safe. I mean, he's technically sound. Maybe more technically sound than Yuri. Yeah. Ulberg would KO Yuri. Watch Ulberg versus Chitty. Okay, I'll give it a watch. I'll watch Ulberg versus Chitty. But didn't Ulberg get KO'd his first UFC fight? What a comeback. What a turnaround, huh? I picked Ulberg by KO round 1. I was always a fan of his. That Jan fight was good. Well, that was a good prediction. That Jan fight was good. That Jan fight, it was alright. It was a little timid. I gotta say that it was a little timid. He would brawl for a couple seconds with his floating chin and get dropped. Oh, okay. Well, hey, I'll give it a watch. Maybe he does have some holes in his game, but he definitely leveled up. He definitely leveled up. I got Yuri by KO tomorrow, though. I hope so. Now, I think do you think it's going to be a KO or TKO? Because he TKO'd Raychik and he TKO'd Hill. Like, he has to follow up with ground and pound. Or do you think he'll just drop him, knock him out, walk off? Spinning elbow, like he did Reyes. Polish power is no joke. Yeah, Jan Blachowicz, he's a tank. Doesn't matter how old he gets. He's like a brick. People always back up. Who do you think won in that fight, Pereira or Jan Blachowicz? All his fights are recently split decisions. Close fight against Pereira. Talking about Jan. Close fight against Magomed. Close fight against Ulberg. Polish power is no joke. Drizzy Goat said Zamblabloor, a salty Dom Reyes fan. On the betting. Hey, I was rooting for Dom Reyes too. I can't say much. I mean, that would have been so amazing to see Dom Reyes come back from a robbery and then a 3-fight losing streak. But yeah, he looked like he seen a ghost. Dom Reyes looked like he saw a ghost in that fight. He looked terrified. That's just my opinion. Ulberg would lose to Yuri. You know what? I mean, I think if they fought, Ulberg would be the favorite. You're right. Ulberg would be the favorite. Because he's been KO'd less times. But we got to see how Yuri does in this fight. But if they fought today, Ulberg would be the favorite. Polish flag. Yeah, Jan, he's the real deal. Isn't he fighting soon? Does Jan Blachowicz have a fight booked? I swear he's got a fight booked. Is he on the fight night? I think he's on the undercard of Armin and Hooker, isn't he? Yeah, maybe we do Ulberg versus Yuri for the vacant belt, and Big Onk moves up straight away to fight Tom. Interesting. Interesting. Honestly, that's going to be the only fight for Tom if he wins. Yeah, that's the only fight for Tom. He ducked that fight in Perth. That's what Yuri said. He ducked that fight in Perth, huh? Did he now? Maybe Ulberg thinks Yuri's a bad matchup. Yeah, I agree. Ulberg is quick. He's on the up. But Big Onk is just a monster. Big Onk is a monster. Some say he even looks like one. Does Pereira retire if he loses? Yes, unless he gets a John Jones fight. Or it's a boxing fight. He's definitely going to do one of those Mickey Mouse boxing fights, as Conor McGregor calls them. Those gimmicky boxing fights. But if he loses, I don't see him fighting in MMA unless it's John Jones at the White House. Yeah, Pochon retires after Aunt KOs him cold tomorrow. He could say he's going to retire, but what if he gets called from Jake Paul? What if he gets a call from Misfits Boxing? You know? I think Pereira would be one of the guys to accept that. Even though I'm not a fan of MMA guys boxing unless it's like Perry, yeah. I could see that happening if he presses Onk. Yeah, Onk, man. Onk is faster. And Pereira got hit flush. He got hit clean a lot in that fight. No doubt, no doubt. Perry would beat the fuck out of McGregor in bare knuckle boxing. He won't fight Perry. Hell no, he won't fight Perry. McGregor would never be able to show his face again as president of bare knuckle if he fights Perry. No way, no way. How could he ever do a press conference again if he got knocked out by one of his athletes? Yeah, Perry would definitely smash McGregor. McGregor, his attribute isn't toughness. He's not someone that would do good in bare knuckle. Tough wrestlers, grimy fighters without technique do good in bare knuckle. You know? Guys with tough chins and, you know, dirty boxing type fighters do good in bare knuckle. Not someone like McGregor who's all about distance and precision. Because think about it. MVP lost to Mike Perry. MVP is days and nights better than Mike Perry. He's levels above Mike Perry. And I can't believe it. I still can't believe it. Mike Perry beat MVP in bare knuckle. Yeah, Pereira went Hollywood. I mean, he's not too far Hollywood, but yeah, he's hanging out with too many influencers. I think it messes up his aura. He needs to fight, though. Show us he's still got it. McGregor, I'm predicting McGregor never fights again. I think John Jones is more likely to fight again than McGregor. I never thought I'd say that, but I don't think McGregor ever fights again. That's my prediction. I like Merab by sub as well. Who you got in that one? Merab. I'm going Merab in a close fight, though. I'm going Merab in a close fight because Sandhagen is definitely a tougher matchup than O'Malley. I don't think... It's going to be tough to sub Sandhagen, though. He's got some jiu-jitsu skills. Are you Canadian, bro? No. American. But I've been to Canada before. I went to Niagara Falls. But nope, not Canadian. I do watch hockey, though. McGregor versus Chandler is the fight to make still. Is that, if McGregor comes back, is that the number one opponent you want him to fight? Chandler? What about he boxes Tony? That aged well. Perry, a beast. He beats Jake in bare knuckle as well. I wish Mike Perry never fought Jake Paul. His fighter, it's still high, but his fighter stock was like here. I wish Perry never fought Jake Paul. You know, no one would ever be able to say shit. He would be the king of bare knuckle, like, by far, if he never fought Jake Paul. He was, because he's undefeated in bare knuckle. Now we're forgetting he's undefeated a little bit because his last fight was Jake Paul. Yeah, McGregor is done. He's a cokehead. The Floyd fight was the end of McGregor. The Floyd fight killed his career. And that was it. He stopped watching Animal Movement. He stopped obsessing over it. I could already see he was changing a little bit around the Eddie Alvarez fight, but he still had it. Yeah, McGregor's done. He's a cokehead. Yep. Now I think Sandhagen is the easier fight. Really? I don't think so. You look like the Charlie Kirk shooter. You mean I look like the... What did they call him? What did they fucking call him? He don't look like a... He looks like the scapegoat. I think he's the fall guy. You mean I look like the fall guy? Okay. I think he looked a little more dorky, though. Yeah. You basically said he looks gay. Yeah. The fall guy kind of looks like, that Mikey... Well, he... No. The fall guy, he looks like... What's that BJJ guy in jiu-jitsu in the UFC? Mikey Musumeci. That's who the Charlie Kirk guy looks like. Mikey Musumeci. I don't look like that. Yeah, I think you're talking about Mikey Musumeci from UFC BJJ that no one watches. Or maybe a lot of people watch it. Does anyone watch the UFC Jiu-Jitsu? Is that getting numbers? I heard Mikey Musumeci's just leg locking people left and right. Nobody watching that. Yeah. You know what? UFC, they should have invested in some kickboxing. That's the only thing, that's the only Joe Rogan take I agree with. There's only one Joe Rogan take I agree with. It's not baseball. It's not fighting on the basketball court. It's, instead of investing in Power Slap, put a kickboxing league going. Get a kickboxing league. Instead of Dana trying to fucking change boxing contracts and make boring boxing fights. Bro, have a UFC kickboxing. Or do like a little hybrid matchup. There's potential for grappling super fights, though, if they paid out enough. Yeah, you know what's crazy, though? I would rather see, like, MMA fighters grapple each other than the pure jiu-jitsu guys. And I think there should be a rule in the UFC BJJ where they have to start standing. I think in UFC grappling, like just the UFC one, you have to start standing. No pulling guard, because if it's being advertised and promoted by UFC, you can't promote pulling guard. Make all the grapplers start with collar ties, wrestling. Kickboxing is too niche for Americans now. Maybe, but shit, I'll take anything over power slap. If they're gonna post power slap, they should only air it like between fights. During the commercials. Then I'd watch it. Peak of American kickboxing was in the 80s. Yeah, but well, anything. I'll take anything over power slap. Unless they air it between fights, like during the commercials. Other than that, I'm not going out of my way to watch power slap. Shit, yeah, UFC could come up with anything better than power slap. I'll watch UFC grappling, but they should make them start from standing. For sure. I want to see Khabib get in some grappling matches. How about Khabib versus GSP? Why not? Who wouldn't want to watch Khabib versus GSP grapple? That would pull numbers right there. Definitely. What about Tony Ferg? T-Ferg. T-Ferg can finally grapple Khabib. Maybe they could put him against Khabib. Power slap tournaments are a CTE speed run. Damn right. Damn right. I mean, Dana's just paying for CTE. It's just a quick route. I mean, CTE. That's just a weird, funny word. CTE. What up, bro? What up? What up? I don't even know the exact definition of CTE. I don't even know if there's been a single athlete officially pronounced with CTE. I don't think it's ever been official that someone's been labeled having CTE. But yeah, they're getting brain damage for sure. They're getting concussions every night just for what? What is Dana paying them? Dana just does it for little viral TikToks. And he posts that shit on the UFC YouTube. I made a video on that. I'm like, if you're going to show me two idiots slapping each other, just put it on during the commercials. Keep it off the UFC YouTube. Yeah, power slap's a CTE speed run. Gary Goodbridge and a lot of others. Let's see. Oh, you're talking about the kickboxers, yeah. Oh, he did he did professional arm wrestling too. Now he's in power slap? I couldn't tell you any of the power slap fighters. Or they're not even fighters. I couldn't tell you any of the power slappers' names. Oh, I mean he got diagnosed with CTE. Did he? Did he? I'll have to look into that. Well, I typed that in, and first thing I'm reading is no one can tell Goodrich for sure that CTE is the reason why he can remember things he did 30 years ago. But maybe I'll look into it. Interesting. He did K1, UFC, and Pride fights. Damn, he was doing a lot. Shit. K1, UFC, and Pride fights. That's what's up. I think UFC needs to add some of that, those Pride point deductions. I heard this year there hasn't been a single point deduction from eye poke or a groin strike. This year I heard there was not a single point deduction. I don't think there's penalties anymore in the UFC. I think in Pride they were carding people for running. I'm pretty sure they were taking points away. Let's start taking points away when there's eye pokes and all that shit. And groin shots. I mean, what the hell? Did you see the SD Dumas fight? Damn. Sadiq Dumas or whatever? Damn. Points don't get taken away anymore. That's crazy. I don't think we need to take points away from running, though. No one's really running except Yusuf Zalal. Yusuf Zalal, he's going to be running his ass off tomorrow. I mean, I'm more pumped for the Pyfer versus Abus Magomedov fight than the Yusuf Zalal Josh Emmett fight. We're going to have to get the red cards out and deduct a point when he starts running. But let's see what's going to be the most... You know we're going to get a kickboxing fight in the main event tomorrow. Speaking of kickboxing. I think Magomed is still not going to get those takedowns. And we might get a lot of kickboxing. Invisible hairline Pyfer. Did he go to Turkey? Didn't he go to Turkey? And he got the hair transplant? So did Merab too, right? How many hair transplants are on this UFC card tomorrow? How many? Merab? Didn't Merab get one? Joe Pyfer? I don't think Pereira's gotten one because he always does the buzz cut. So not Pereira. Tony Ferguson just got one. Damn. Like, look up Merab photos from a few years ago. He looks kind of different. I guess he needed that hair transplant. Same with Pyfer. Salty Joe Pyfer. Joe Pyfer was saying someone in the UFC. Joe Pyfer said he accepted this fight because someone in the UFC was claiming he's scared. He's like, I'm not going to say who, but people in the UFC were saying I'm scared of a boost. Like, what? They knew he would accept the fight. Fuck. I wonder who it was. Let's see the rankings here. Because these middleweights are actually fighting. Except Fluffy Hernandez. Joe Pyfer. Where's Joe Pyfer? Oh yeah, he's not even in the top 15. What the fuck? Him and Abus aren't even in the top 15. And Ikram is. That's interesting. What the fuck? Oh, and Bo Nickal's back. Speaking of the middleweight, Bo Nickal's back. In a weird matchup. Who the fuck was he fighting? Oh, yeah. The Brazilian. Hey, the middleweight division is moving, though. There's always a middleweight fight going on. Unless it's Paulo Costa or Hamzat. One of them. I think even one time a year he was talking about going down to middleweight. I was like, whoa. Yuri might be able to drop down to middleweight. Could do Yuri versus MVP. That'd be crazy. I don't know who MVP is going to fight next. Besides Izzy. I think we need that fight. MVP versus Izzy. But I heard they're trying to do Strickland versus Izzy too. Izzy's going to sit out until he gets a Strickland fight. We got a lot of good fights to be made, but there's been some weird matchmaking going. I mean, like at lightweight, there's weird matchmaking going on. Featherweight, I heard there's rumors of Diego Lopez fighting Volk again. Rumors it could be Yair versus Volk. I think Lerone Murphy's more of a contender. Masvar. Weird matchmaking going on. I mean, lightweight, shit. Armin versus Dan Hooker. We wanted Holloway versus Hooker. We wanted, or Hooker versus Gaethje. Interesting stuff. But I really wanted Bilal versus Usman. That's really the one. Bilal versus Usman. We wanted that. But we're getting Bilal versus Ian Gary, and I think that fight is easily going to be won by Ian Gary. And I'm not being biased. I'm not the biggest Ian Gary fan at all. But I think he's going to beat Bilal easy. It says Bilal's #1 contender, but he's not. He ain't. But yeah, crazy matchmaking all year. Shit. What else? What else? What's the other weird matchmaking? Batista versus Nurmagomedov. We wanted Yan versus Nurmagomedov. What else do we need here? And yeah, that's it. I want to see Joe Pyfer finally get a good fight. I think he's going to beat Abus. I think he'll definitely drop him a couple times. Beat him by decision. We're going to have to get Joe Pyfer in the rankings here. Salty Joe Pyfer. Maybe him versus Marvin after this fight. Why not Joe Pyfer versus Marvin Vettori? Two guys with potential, but they don't really have the tools in the toolbox. Yeah. Pyfer versus Vettori. Fuck it. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh shit, the fights are going down tomorrow though. What are the final predictions? What's everyone's final prediction? How many finishes are we getting? How many finishes are we going for on the main card? I just want to know how many finishes are going to be on the main card. Because sometimes there's a main card curse that goes on. It's terrible. A terrible main card curse. Where we get tons of submissions and knockouts on the prelims. Whether they're good or bad prelims, there's finishes. Then we get to the main card, and it's decision. It's a decision party. I mean, for sure, Yuri versus Khalil will not go to decision. If that goes to decision, wow. But Yuri does not want to go for that. Emmett versus Zalal, that screams decision. Abus versus Magomedov, they both had a decision. I could see basically only one finish on this main card. You know, even though Murad versus Corey's going to be good and main event should be good, I could see only one finish on this card. I would say Yuri versus Khalil most likely to have a finish, a knockout. Second, maybe a boost versus Pfeiffer. A boost can get knocked out. Sean Strickland put him out. So I'll say that's the second most likely fight on the card to get a knockout. I remember Sean Strickland, who doesn't have much power, TKO to Boost. You know? But yeah, we need to go for more. We need to go for more. Let's go for that. We need to go for more. And then, I mean, yeah, I could definitely see third up for the finish. I'm going main event. Magomed just might have Pereira's number. You might already have him figured out. Okay. I think at best we're getting 3 knockouts. I'll take it as long as yeah, I'll take it. I'm just worried about the Yusuf Zalal Emmett fight. I hope I'm not fucking throwing popcorn at my screen. I hope I'm not screaming at them to fight. I don't think I've ever rooted for Josh Emmett before, but I might have to tomorrow. I might have to. And I've never rooted for him ever. Shit. Let's check out UFC 322 though. Since we're talking about big cards. Interesting. How would we grade UFC 322? JDM versus Makhachev. Shevchenko, Weili co-main event. Edwards versus Prates. They just added Benny Dariush versus BSD. Sukaya versus Mikanico. Kopylov versus Robocop. And Bo Nickel versus Rodolfo Vieira. Well, interesting. How would we rank that card? Obviously, it needs more fights on it. I'm going to not check the UFC. It's okay. Let me check on ESPN. Because it's not a complete card yet. Yeah, they still got to add more fights. Oh my god, Gerald Meerschaert's on it? Do we need to see Gerald Meerschaert fight again? He's 37-20. He lost 20 times. I know he fought a lot of times, but shit. Okay, okay. I don't think we need to see Angela Hill on the card. Whatever. Okay, we have like 10 fights on the card right now. They need at least 2 more. Put 1 more in the main card and 1 more in the fucking prelims. I thought there was a fight in the works though, a new one in the works for UFC 322. What was it? Well, either way, shit. I'm glad we got BSD versus Benny on there. That should be good. I think they'll add at least 1 more good fight on that card. Then it'll be stacked. I think they'll do it. They got to. Because all the fighters are throwing their name in the hat. MSG, MSG. A lot of people are picking Jack. I'm going Islam right now. I'm picking Islam. Islam's way better than Bilal Muhammad. I know Bilal's good prep. He's a good prep for Makhachev, but he ain't Makhachev. Yeah, they definitely need 1 more banger on that main card. 1 more banger. And they need 1 more enticing fight on that prelim. Let's see it. 2 more good fights. We need it. All right, all right. I'll be wrapping up in a minute. I'm pumped for the card tomorrow, though. Shit. I'll have enough to cover tomorrow. It might be a long-ass night tomorrow. How many cards are there? How many fights on the card? Yeah, we got like 14 fights tomorrow. Big fight card. We got it. Wow. We got 14 fights tomorrow. Shit. All right. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. I'll be streaming probably at the first prelim. So, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.